Notwithstanding his own desire to understand the imagery of prophecy, including the words of Isaiah and John, Joseph Smith publicly stated that it is God, not man, that holds the responsibility for the interpretation of any symbol in Scripture. After all, they are symbols that he gave the prophets to begin with. The intended meanings are wholly his. Still, this does not relieve his servants from striving to understand the meanings of these visions and symbols. He repeatedly stressed the importance of the symbolic revelations of the prophets and the necessity of his servants of searching and understanding them. In the case of John's 4 beasts, we do have an interpretation from the Lord given in answer to Joseph's questions. Joseph followed up with another question about the beasts, to which the Lord also responded. Finally, Joseph asked about the eyes and wings of the beasts. The Lord's explanation is chock full of doctrines, as is only possible when unfolding prophetic imagery as given to John in his revelation. The beasts are figurative expressions, meaning they are symbolic and not literal. This was to be expected, given the fact that the beasts described cannot be found in the real world. We will look at each of these doctrines in turn. As we have noted in previous episodes in this series, the end state of the righteous is the rest of the Lord. This rest is described as a state of rest, peace, and harmony, and is compared to the prototypical paradise of Eden and the golden age of the worldwide myths. The first point the Lord makes in his response to Joseph Smith's question about the beast is that they represent the end state of man and beast in heaven and the paradise of God. Significantly, he states that this is just a part of a wider description of heaven and paradise. Indeed, chapter 4 of John's Apocalypse, the chapter portraying the throne of God and its attendants of beasts, elders, and angels, is a symbolic representation of heaven and paradise. The 4 beasts are just one part of the larger context. The Lord's explanation of the 24 elders, discussed in previous episodes, fits within this wider context. They, too, had been faithful and were in the paradise of God. The location of the throne of God, the center of this paradise, is situated directly next to a sea of glass, like unto crystal. According to the Lord, the sea of glass is the earth in its sanctified and eternal state. In other words, it is heaven and paradise. The Lord's point concerning the four beasts is that the beasts or animals, like mankind, will be exalted and enter into the rest of the Lord, or, in other words, enjoy their eternal felicity. That the Lord calls this eternal end state paradise should not be confused with the temporary end state of the righteous, also called paradise. The Book of Mormon prophet Alma described this temporary state of the righteous after death and before the resurrection as another place of rest and peace. Both the eternal and temporary end states are called paradise and are characterized by the same mythic archetype, Eden and the Golden Age. The difference is that the final paradise, called the Celestial Kingdom, is an eternal state, where those who inhabit it shall have perfected, resurrected bodies. Men shall inherit thrones, while beasts shall serve those who sit upon the thrones.